Hey, what's going on, guys? Just a quick disclaimer. I'm sorry about the video in the background. That's just some gameplay from a decent game I had earlier. I just came home to the PUBG news from the last 2 days and wanted to instantly make a video. So I figured it would be, faster to rush it out with just some gameplay in the background. I am going to be showing some screenshots, some Instagram posts, Twitter posts, stuff like that, but nothing too important. We're currently between phases, between phase 2 and 3 in MPL, and that usually means orgs typically use this time to analyze their roster, see if there's room for improvement, test new players, try people out, drop and sign people from their teams. And y'all know what I'm talking about if you keep up with Twitter. The first move I'm talking about is from Ghost Gaming, who announced on Thursday that Balak was no longer with their org. That's right. This was a shocker to me since Balak's one of the longest tenured players in MPL. I think 15, 16 months with Ghost he's been going. And he did pretty well during phase 2. I wondered, why exactly they dropped him. I know the free agent pool is pretty fat. His stats during phase 2 weren't amazing, but they were by no means bad. And I couldn't help but wonder if this all kind of tied back to the rumors about Balak from phase 1 that kind of ran wild for a while. It's definitely died down a lot since it came up, but I couldn't help but to wonder if this is about Balak being an investor and a promoter for the Danish bootleg footwear company that he is involved in that has been so rumored about. Supposedly selling knockoff Yeezys and Jordans in the California area. From what everyone was saying, Balak would kind of tease other players about their shoes, showcasing his, fresh new kicks, typically commenting how dirty or old someone's shoes were, and then would proceed to show off his shoes, saying things like, yeah, I could get you a pair of these on the cheap if you're interested, or if you ever want to look this fresh, let me know. I get it half price. So I did reach out for comments on this because it had kind of been hiding in the back of my mind, and I got the following statement from a fellow NPL player who wished to remain anonymous. I'm going to go ahead and respect that wish for this one. But here's the statement. Overall, just alarming. Goes over how Balak just kind of showed up at the airport with a ton of shoes and, seemed to make this his main priority. I know he did scrim a lot and they played all the time. So, I mean, to give him credit, he was playing. You need something to do on the side, like a little hobby. But it seemed like he took his little side hustle really seriously of, pressuring fellow players, neighbors, friends into buying his bootleg merchandise. Just weird. I don't know what's up with it. I don't want to be the guy that reinforces the stereotype that all Danish people sell bootleg merchandise, but obviously something's going on here. I can't pretend like I didn't read this statement. It is, you can see it's from an NPL player. I had to cross the name out, but it's definitely fully real, and it's troublesome. So I think this is probably why Ghost decided to part ways with him. That being said, he is a staple to this community, really, and one of the most likely players to get picked up by both NPL and PEL teams, so I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him back on a team somewhere sometime soon. So, Balak obviously leaves big shoes to fill on Ghost. So who's coming into the Ghost squad? I know you're wondering, and if you haven't seen, it is Vegas. A young talent. He's kind of been waiting behind the scenes to come of age and has finally turned 18, which is, the cutoff age you have to be to play in MPL. And everyone knows about this guy. He's kind of been a shadowy figure lurking in the scene, waiting to get his chance, pounce from the dark, and it's finally here. So I'm happy for Vegas. I did reach out to him to see how he felt about making it to the big leagues, and he got back to me saying, it feels good to be able to finally play in MPL. I was disappointed to first learn that the minimum age was 18 and tried to work with the esports director for the past year to find different standards to set rather than just age. He went on to say, in my opinion, they should go by when you're done with puberty. I know they set the limit to 18 for legal reasons, but I believe that when you're done growing, you become a man and should be allowed to do things that men do. This is verbatim. I understand that different people age and grow at different rates and speeds. And here's a little snippet from that. He went on to talk about how he's been a grown-up for a while and how he grinded puberty like it was a battle pass. A little weird, but either way, some exciting stuff for Vegas and for Ghost. I think they're in a prime position to have an even better Phase 3. But in even juicier news, fellas, we have a truly top-tier resignation coming out of nowhere. Probably to most of you guys, I might have seen it coming. I don't want to be that guy that kind of said I told you so, but I'm talking about the resignation from Tempo Storm. Your boy Dre earlier today announced he's decided to retire via Twitter, and he broke a lot of hearts out there. I mean, if you go through this tweet, you see a lot of love coming out from players, coaches, casters, fans, all over the PUBG scene, different regions. You get a sense that Dre is really loved by his peers. Kind of just seems like a humble, wholesome guy that got tired of the game and is ready to move on. And there's nothing wrong with that. So best of luck to Dre. He goes out an undefeated 2-time champ. And I have some speculation on what is going on next for him that I'll get into in just a sec, because I told you I kind of saw this coming. But of course, this leaves the question, who's joining Tempo Storm? The free agent pool is throbbing right now, and there's a ton of talent that would love to sign with the team that's this good. It seems like they could almost get whoever they wanted. I tried to take a stab at it. I thought maybe they would sign their coach Microscope. Apparently he's pretty good at the game or something. I was way off. I was totally wrong. They did sign someone. He is a former NPL player, and if you haven't heard, it is Wildcard Gaming's Sharpshot. Well, this makes sense, because if you don't know, Sharpshot's actually kind of formerly of Tempo Storm as well as Wildcard. Everyone knows him from Wildcard, but he did play with Tempo for a bit in 2018. He played with Dre, Zampa, and Maluk and helped bring home first place in the PUBG Pan-Continental. So he's got experience with these boys playing and winning, and it shouldn't be too tough of a transition for them. But we'll keep our eyes on that in this next phase. So I want to close here with my speculation as to what Dre might be up to. Some may think, oh, is he going to stay in the gaming industry? Is he going to stream? Is he going back to school? Well, I have a guess as to what he'll be doing, and it's actually none of those things. It's kind of unexpected, really. And again, this is just a guess, but I believe Dre is going on to pursue his passion of being a Spider-Man cosplayer. That's right, Spider-Man. He's been posting a ton of pics on his Instagram lately. Keep it wholesome in the comments, fellas. This is Dre we're talking about. We don't roast guys like this. Let him do this. If you follow him on Instagram, you probably already know what I'm talking about, because this is literally his feed. If you go through Dre's Instagram, every pic from the last 6-8 months, something like that, it's all Spider-Man cosplay stuff. I wouldn't even call it cosplay. It's kind of just a Halloween costume he might have held on to. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. He is obviously found some comfort in this hobby. That is fine. He's been posting lots of pics, saying things like much more of this coming soon, and I can't wait to put my everything into what I love the most, which seems to be the Spider-Man thing. So seems pretty obvious he will be going down this lucrative and noble path. I'm very happy for Dre. It seems like he's been leaning towards this for a while, and I think that's great, and he's doing what he loves. That's all that matters. I think we should support him in his endeavors on social media. I understand the urge to see a picture like that and think like, bro, this is Dre now. But let's just help him through this part of his life. I do feel kind of sad about Balak, but at the same time, I can't help but think, could this be karma for pressuring his peers into buying bootleg merchandise? So I'm kind of split there. I do have a feeling he'll land on a team real soon. We'll keep our eyes on that. Overall, just excited for the new players on their new squads. There's already been quite a few changes, quite a few moves made. I'm sure we haven't seen the end of it. So I'll keep my eyes on more stories like this and let you know when more juice starts dripping, fellas. Until then, take care and have a good one.